Alcatraz was designed to be inescapable, surrounded by freezing waters, swept by unpredictable currents, and guarded by armed towers watching every movement. The prison's reputation was simple. Once you enter Alcatraz, you never leave. But in June 1962, three men challenged that belief. Frank Morris, John Anglin, Clarence Anglin. They slipped into the night and vanished from history. Frank Lee Morris was not an ordinary criminal. Born in 1926, he spent most of his life drifting through foster homes, juvenile detention centers, and prisons. By adulthood, Morris had an IQ of 133, far above average. He wasn't violent. He wasn't reckless. He was methodical, patient, and intelligent. But Morris had one fatal flaw. He could not stay locked up. He had escaped multiple prisons before Alcatraz. That is exactly why the government sent him there. John and Clarence Anglin were brothers from Georgia. They grew up swimming in icy rivers, working farms, and surviving hard conditions. Swimming wasn't a skill, it was second nature. They were sent to Alcatraz for repeated bank robberies and escape attempts from other prisons. Unlike Morris, the Anglins were quiet, disciplined, and loyal to each other above all else. That loyalty would become crucial. Alcatraz wasn't just a prison, it was a psychological weapon. Cells measured 5 by 9 feet. Constant head counts. Freezing air circulated intentionally. Isolation blocks for rule breakers. Worst of all, the water. San Francisco Bay averaged 712 degrees C, 45-54 degrees F. Currents could pull a man out to sea in minutes. Prison officials confidently claimed, "Escape is impossible." Frank Morris disagreed. Behind each cell was a decaying concrete wall. Over time, salty air had weakened it. Using nothing but a spoon stolen from the cafeteria, a makeshift drill powered by a vacuum motor, endless patience, Morris and the Anglin brothers slowly widened ventilation holes behind their sinks. They worked only during music hour, when the sound of an accordion masked the scraping. Escaping the cell was only half the problem. Guards checked prisoners visually every night, so the men created dummy heads using soap, toilet paper, toothpaste, real human hair stolen from the barbershop. When placed under blankets, they looked disturbingly real. Raincoats, over 50 stolen raincoats. They melted them together using steam pipes, sealing them into a crude, inflatable raft and life vests. This wasn't desperation. This was engineering. Lights out. Silence. At approximately 11:30 p.m., Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers slipped through their cell walls, climbed into the ventilation shaft, and emerged onto the prison roof. Below them, black water, freezing currents, unknown fate. They inflated the raft, slid into the bay, and disappeared. Morning count. The guards found the dummy heads. At first, laughter, then silence, then alarms. Alcatraz had been beaten. The FBI searched for 17 years. They found bits of raft, a life vest fragment, no bodies. The official conclusion: they drowned. Case closed. But families disagreed. The Anglin family received postcards from South America. A photograph surfaced of two men resembling the Anglin brothers in Brazil. Flowers mysteriously appeared at the Anglin mother's grave And in 2013, a letter arrived. The letter claimed Morris survived the escape, lived in South America, died in 2008. The FBI could never verify it. But they never disproved it either. Did they drown? Or did three men prove the impossible and disappear into freedom? Alcatraz remains standing, but its greatest mystery still echoes across the water.